nowadays the major, or rather the major two parties that we have are like PDP
And the APC.
and APC, and there's that endemic system of perceived corruption, right? So if you're not going to go with the populist approach, what other way is it possible to break that two-party system and like get someone efficient?
I don't think we need to break the two-party system. The two-party system is not bad in itself. A lot of countries have the two-party system and it works. The US has two-party system. UK has basically a two-party. The other parties are just parties.
Yeah.
So we can have a two-party system that works. The problem is that like the opposition right now, PDP, is not even a strong opposition. So I would advocate personally for having a stronger PDP to counter the effect of the APC.
But wouldn't it, like, to have a stronger PDP, it means that you have like credible individuals going there.
Yes.
But what happens over time? We even said in the previous discussion.
Yes.
Most of these people who have graduated they studied overseas. Some of them, they have like masters, all those things.
Yes.
They get into that government or that
Their
party
system
structure.
and they just
They end up
absorb
doing
everything.
exactly. They end up doing the exact same thing that the ones that even have that did as well. So won't you say like the system in those parties have like structured this sort of like systemic endemic failure that
Yes.
we say it's possible to like revamp those parties from within, or it's just best to
Create
create
new
a
ones.
new one that can embolden those
Values.
Yeah,
An
values
idealistic
and
me will probably say, let's create a new party
yeah.
that would, advance the cause of human rights, that would have the interest of the people.
Yeah.
But like realistic me is like, is that really possible? And is it not better to just take over those parties?
Yeah, but then if you see like elements of it with like Labour Party.
Yes.
the previous
Well, you
election.
can't say, you might say yes, maybe Labour Party has, but Labour Party is more or less the same.
Yes, I agree.
They are no difference.
Yeah, I think
There's
you
a
saw
small
like
difference. There's a small difference. Fine.
yeah.
Fine. With the influence of Peter Obi, they came into power. Some of them they won a lot of seats in the House of Representatives.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, they ended
Some
up
of them are
decamping back
They camping back to the
APC.
APC. So what was the point?
Yeah.
Not only that, when they raised their budgets and then this car controversy where they all got they all bought cars and everything.
They didn't stand up in opposition.
Nobody came out to say from the LP and said, "Oh, we don't want the cars," or "This is our supposed." You hardly hear about any LP representative in the House of Assembly and speaking out against these policies.
All right.
Because the underlying what's the word? The underlying idea there is for them to just get power. They don't really have ideology in this country.
Yeah. So, but then we say that exactly. I want to address that.
Ideologies don't work.
You said they don't work, or we've not just had a party or an individual with a party that embodies those set of ideas that everyone around the country.
I'll say we don't have principles, focused, determined people that will say, okay, this is what I want to do, and I will not stray away from the path.
Yeah.
The Tinubu administration, there's small, just very small. It has that kind of discipline. Okay, I don't care about the public outcry. I'm going to
doing this, although it's somewhat like the negative.
The petrol subsidy, I don't care. And it's not even, they don't even come, they remove these things and they try to say, okay, the alternative is this. But the way it is managed, they didn't manage it well. Dollar subsidy, they said it's
typical
off.
Nigerian fashion.
Electricity subsidy, said it's off. Education subsidy, you say it's
take
off.
loans.
Go and get loans, take loans instead.
Yeah. So let's not take it back to that ideology, because that's one thing that I think has been at my mind for some time, that maybe the missing link, right, in translating from what the people want to actually getting those people into power is a lack of political parties with core ideologies, right? So when you read like the manifesto of like the APC, the PDP, many of them, they may have like some ideologies that they say they value. Like APC tends to lean more to like socialist values.
I was about to even mention that like APC is a socialist party.
Yeah, like feeding people or welfare and all of that.
Children.
Yeah.
Giving
While
people 50K.
PDP tends to lean more to like
capitalist ideas.
Yeah, capitalist and exactly, and liberal Democrats kind of ideology. But that's just words on paper, right? In reality, they don't embolden, and the politicians don't embolden. That's why they cross capital.
Exactly. They say they do.
So do you think like So do you think like we need newer parties that can embolden some set of values that at least it can awaken the Nigerian consciousness that let us start working towards these principles, whether or not people may want it at all. At least
We're
we are
just creating
creating
that
that
consciousness.
divide
Right.
that people across the country can align with an
see
ideology,
the
whether you're Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba, you align with the ideology,
Something
you
that
vibe with
a
it.
common ground.
So yeah,
Yes.
it can, kind of overcome the limitations of things like tribalism and religion.
Well, in my own honest opinion, for something like that to work,
Yeah.
in Nigeria as it is, with the level of education that we have in the country,
Yeah.
with the level of political literacy we have in the country, economic literacy, you have to look at your people also.
Yeah.
Are your people intelligent enough? Generally, the average person, is he intelligent enough to understand these hard decisions? Is he intelligent enough to know that, okay, these are the steps to take?
Yeah.
It's not possible. What can be done is more of breaking it into pockets.
Okay.
Let's have regional governments.
Yeah.
If you have a regional government, you have a smaller, diverse opinions that you can easily manage.
Yeah.
You also eliminate some of these barriers that you have to cause in terms of tribalism, in terms of religious. If you have say regional government now, you talk Southwest for instance, there may be some form of religious difference, but the tribalism disappears. Yeah. So you can easily push your policy easily. If you have a northern bloc, tribalism disappears. The majority will rule. The populistic ideology will rule. And whatever you want to do, you are able to do it. But when you start bringing it over the Niger or above the Niger and bringing it down to the south, to the southeast, that's where the clashes come.
So, but then, I agree with you in the sense that maybe better off to like strengthen the regions and weaken the power in the center. But at the end of the day, you still need to elect a central leader, like a president.
It's a gradual process. It cannot be now. It cannot be now. Whatever it is, whatever.
I think another point that I would like to add
it cannot be now. We can't get
so
it now.
Emmanuel, what do you think? Do you think like it's possible to create those ideological values that people can vote with and be compelled to move it above, some of the limitations occurring in the electoral system?
It's possible, but we need to also think about the fact that like you need a stronger educational system to do that, as he mentioned. So you can't start speaking about ideologies with people who have not even finished primary school. They've not even attended.
But can't you dumb it down a bit? Like, pardon that language, but like making it very simplistic. The way Trump does, there are some college-educated Americans. Many of the white population are college-educated. Not everyone goes to, not even the white education, the white population, but like generally in America, not everyone goes to like college.
Many of them high school.
Many of them high school. Many of them finish with high school degrees, then go into the labor market and all of that. But you see his terming or his framing, make America great again, drain this one. It's something that you don't really need to be one kind of maximalist, intelligent economist to understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah, true. You can do all those breaking things down, like for example, translating what you're saying to like maybe Hausa, Fulani, Ibibio, Efik, so that people in rural communities understand you perfectly. Because some of them might not understand English. That is true. But if we need to build a core part of the country, we need to strengthen education. So I think one of the agendas would be like we need stronger educational system. So if I were a politician, or if I was an ideologue that was trying to improve the political sensibilities of my countrymen, one of the things I will fight for is for stronger institutions, the educational system, the court system, and even the electoral process as a whole. Because I don't know why in 2024 we can't have elections and have results come out like smoothly, and then our laws are not even that streamlined where like people have elections and then 2 months after we're still in court fighting over what happened 2 months ago. So a stronger institution would be like, okay, every case must be finished before the inauguration. There's easy transmission and there's no one IREF or one something that crashed and then the results are not there. So we have great policies.
They uploaded all the results into the higher percentage. I think just abandoned at some point.
So stronger institutions to say that like the electoral process works as it should. We shouldn't have a breakdown. if you need to copy other, like South Africa had their elections recently, and like before Monday, everybody knew what the results were. Ghana had elections.
Yeah.
Although you can say, okay, it's a smaller country, but those principles, you can apply them here too. So if it was an ideologue, those are the things that we'll focus on.
All right. So, but can those things be done in concordance?
Together.
Like, it's not like a mutually exclusive.
No, as you said, like, it takes time. Like, I would say we need like 30 years to come to a point where we can actually,
have full
non-stop.
ideology.
That's
30 years.
non-stop. Not that you will start the reforms,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
the
stop.
next government comes in and then dismantles everything you've done, and then you have the next person has to start all over again.
Yeah.
It can't work like that. An example is the success of Lagos.
Yeah.
If you have a streamlined
Governmental
ideology, it will boom.
Yeah. Very.
You can't have
Stop, start,
changing-
stop, start,
yeah,
stop,
you
start,
can't have
stop,
that.
start.
Yeah, I agree.